Shalom. This trip, my goal is to start off in Tel Aviv, go to Jerusalem, visit the Dead Sea, head down to Eilat, hopefully for some good scuba diving, try and make it into Jordan to Petra and check out those temples. That's pretty much my travel itinerary. It might be tweaked and twisted a little bit along the way. Yeah, let's go. You're welcome to join. So I just landed in Israel a couple of hours ago. Everything is in Hebrew, so I couldn't figure out the buses, so decided to take a walk to the hotel by foot. It's half an hour. But I'm really starving. Like the last time I ate was 10 hours ago. That was my breakfast in Copenhagen. So I just stumbled across this awesome shawarma. Look at this. Super delicious. After checking into this cozy little hostel that I found, I immediately made my way to the beach. Because I just flew in from the dark, cold Scandinavian winter and I really needed some beach vibe. Tel Aviv is a perfect city for this. Everything is built around the beach. After checking out downtown for the rest of the day, I grabbed a train towards Jerusalem, which was going to be the first stop on my trip. So this is Jerusalem. Old town of Jerusalem. About to do some sightseeing around here. Security is on a very high level. You have to go through various checkpoints. Never seen so many armed military personnel in my whole life. So I guess that's safe. And yeah, now I'm gonna take you around. Probably gonna divide this up in 2 days so we can see everything. But so far it's stunning. So come with me, enjoy. Exploring old-time Jerusalem is quite easy. Everything is located in between the old walls, so that gives you 1 square kilometer of all the sites. The tricky part is to find your way around the narrow alleys and all the bazaars, churches, temples, dead ends, but it's quite fun. Just take your time, cruise around, and you will always discover something new. So this is the Dome of the Rock. So we're just gonna see this from the outside. Jerusalem is a really thriving city. There's lots of restaurants, shops, cafes and street music. But just make sure to get a good meal and make your travel arrangements before 6 p.m. every Friday, because everything will close and shut down for 24 hours. And this is due to the celebration of Shabbat. The next morning I had to get up with the first daylight. I wasn't too motivated as I had a very long night before, but I also enjoy long bus rides. I love watching out the window, to see the nature change, maybe talk to some locals, learn something about the area where they live. And this is how I found out about the place that I'm about to visit next. They told me you can't miss this because it's a very important part of their history and it also has a pretty interesting story to it. But in order to get there, you have to get your hiking boots on and climb a mountain. This is the ancient fortress of Masada. Story pretty much goes, so this is like a plateau mountain, about 400 meters high. It's at the west bank of the Dead Sea. 1,000 years ago, the Romans were pushing the Jews back. Jerusalem was falling, and the last Jewish rebellions, they escaped to this mountain and climbed this mountain because the king Herod had built some sort of safe palace up on this plateau. It's very hard to reach. A couple of hundred men, or maybe 1,000 men, they were hiding up here. The Roman army was advancing. They managed to withstand, I'm not sure if it was months or years. They were drinking the water that King Herod had left here because he had a lot of, like a spa retreat for himself up here. So they were drinking the bath water pretty much that was stored up here, so they could last for month and month. Food, they still had some storage dug down. Then the Romans were sieging, surrounding the whole mountain plateau, but they couldn't really attack because it's too steep. You can't really get up in a good manner. So they spent a lot of time building this massive ramp out of gravel until they could move the whole army up there and attack. But by then, the Jewish rebellion had already committed suicide. Quite an important piece in the Israeli puzzle because this is like a symbol for the last stand. If you join the Israeli army, which is mandatory, so everybody does, they begin by running up this mountain. And when they reach the top, they say this mantra that Masada will never fall again. So it's a way of building patriotism, but I think it also has quite a cool story to it. And it's absolutely beautiful. Nobody can argue with that. Next up, we're going down to the Dead Sea, which is about behind me. You can see it. It's 400 meters down. Gonna go for a swim there. Apparently it has healing powers. This mud is very, very powerful, actually. You can read up on it. I'm more excited about if it can cure hungover or not. Funny thing is, I probably traveled to 90 or 100 countries. Wherever I go, when you sit down and have some drinks, the thing that actually kills you is always a tequila. I call it the Mexican sniper shot or sniper bullet. No matter where in the world you are, it will get ya. And you have to reach the shot over.
Stop, yeah. I got my punishment so fast.
Salt level on this stuff is 10 times higher than in the ocean. The mud has a lot of sulfur and many other minerals. Immediately after washing it off, you feel like your skin is smooth. And this water is really stingy. I got like a tiny drip in my eye and I had to close my eye for like 15 minutes till it's gone. But this is really cool. It's like being in outer space. Just weightless and trying to keep your balance in the water while floating. Really nice experience. I like this. And refreshing. So, I always enjoy staying in a good hostel when I'm traveling. That's the best way to meet the like-minded people, like people who travel around the world and basically are here because of looking for the same things. Some parties, some sightseeing, stuff like that. So I stayed in a couple of hostels here in Israel. Some of them were really nice, actually a really cool atmosphere. But yeah, then again, I love a good hotel stay, and I would actually always stay in a nice hotel. But the thing is that you don't meet the same kind of people. You usually just meet the more boring business people that are traveling, and they're not really fun. So the best combination would actually be to stay in a good hotel but still have access to the hostels. But I'm gonna treat myself for a couple of nights now. So I picked a couple of the best hotels I could find here in Eilat, just to relax and have some good time. How was last night, Kevin? How are you feeling? Too many drinks?
Oh yes.
Yes.
So to the bardak, very good experience with
Yeah,
electro music.
It was a better idea yesterday. Today it was not such a good idea, right?
Yes, no.
Yeah.
Yes. Not so good idea.
So it's time to do some scuba diving in Eilat, in the Red Sea. I actually never scuba dived the Red Sea, I only snorkeled it once in Egypt. So this beast right here, the same building you see on the platform, they got the same one submerged. So it's an underwater restaurant. I guess that's where we're gonna start, and we're gonna dive around it and then go out and drop down with the reef. I'm not sure what it looks like here. The Red Sea is supposed to be one of the best places in the world for scuba diving. But this dive site was located way too close to the shores and to the commercial ports. This affects the underwater wildlife as well as the visibility. However, the massive construction underwater was really cool to see. And at a closer look, it turned out to be an abandoned strip club. So, just had an amazing surf session in the morning. I did not expect that on this trip actually. I was really happy when I saw there was a swell when I came to Tel Aviv. Even a lot of board rentals. So this is always the best way to start the day. Get a couple of waves, build up some appetite, and then have a huge breakfast. This is my chicken soup for the soul. I love it. Bonjour, Kevin. Ça va? How are you?
How is it?
It's nice.
Nice.
Yeah, it's a good, really cool place. You see, like all those windows up there and the balcony.
Yeah.
That's the place.
Oh, wow, amazing.
Yeah.
And any room have any rooms have
Yeah, they're like small pod. I will show you.
window.
So, and I checked into this awesome little hotel. It's called the O-Pod Hotel, or the Pod O Hotel. It's just down by the beach. It used to be a really nice office with a 100% ocean view, just by the Tel Aviv beach. It's actually also one of the most expensive cities in the world. So if you want to be able to stay on a budget and still be next to the beach, this is your coolest option. Like, I don't know, would you pay 35, 40 euros a night or something? And you have your own little capsule where you can crawl in, like a little beehive. And it has all the facilities that you need. Now I'm gonna see if I can find some coffee, some bakery maybe. Been eating so many different things, so now I just want to go back to basics, like a coffee and some sort of breadish substance, no? Something normal. it, the ancient city of Petra. I believe 800 before Christ. Could have been the biggest, the most prospering city of that time. Because it's in a deep canyon, flash floods bury a lot with sand and mud for centuries. And it was only rediscovered in 1850 by an explorer. And since then it's become one of the new 7 world wonders. This place is huge. Like, we've been walking for like more than an hour, and it just keeps getting bigger and bigger, and it's amazing. They believe the whole area is 246 square kilometers big, and so far they only discovered 10 to 15% of it. So there'll be a lot more coming in the future. Yeah, I can highly recommend that you make the trip out here if you get the opportunity. From Eilat in the south of Israel, as long as you go with an organized tour, it's very easy and smooth to get across the border into Jordan for the day.
You want to go with you?
What's that?
If you want, we can take you to the top.
No, not really.
Come